Hey guys, it's August 9, 2023. I do apologize for taking forever and making a YouTube video. It's just, I've been super distracted with work and other stuff. I've been all over the place, guys. I really wish I had more free time to make videos and content material. But apparently, I still, you know, at this moment, and I'm working. Um, Not trying to complain, but I'm working at a retail job, despite having a college degree. Welcome to our current economy. Um, Underemployed still at this moment, and hopefully, if things do go well, I will be able to work remote, find a remote job where I can work from home, and be able to do other stuff as well alongside, and hopefully be able to move into my own place. Because yeah, I'm still living with my folks. Not that there's anything wrong with it, especially during this current economic climate. You know, yeah. Um, so I mean, I love my folks and everything, but when you live on your own, you have more time that you can spend on doing things that you want to do, and that's just natural. And I'm just hopefully, eventually, I'll be able to save up enough money and just into my own place. So I'm just sharing some updates with you guys, what I've been up to. So as I mentioned earlier, I've been really distracted, been really busy, and also, I've been working for full time. I'm on my 5 week vacation from work, and which is about to come to an end August 19. Spent a week or so of those 5 weeks in Chicago. I really loved my time in Chicago. It was really nice. Really loved it there, and so yeah. I mean, hopefully, I'll be making at least one more video besides this one, but I can't guarantee that. So do forgive me, guys, and please pray if you do believe in God that I am able to move out of my parents' home and be able to move into my own place so that I can have more free time to make videos and do more research. Yeah, to do more research as well. So, anyways, moving on to the topic. So this is I'm on the NIH, National Library of Medicine, because they tell us you got to trust the science, but help me guys here. Did science not at one point tell us that smoking is safe, and was not questioning the science back then the smart thing to do? I mean, just correct me if I'm wrong. And over here, this is from the NIH, this is from the National Library of Medicine, why most published research findings are false. And this is from the National Library of Medicine. Trust the science. Here, read this highlighted portion with me. Simulations showed that for most study designs and settings, it is more likely for a research claim to be false than true. Trust the science, eh? Oh, come on. Don't make me laugh. And as you can see, I have not even begun yet. And we're already digging stuff. We're already digging stuff here. Continuing. Moreover, for many current scientific fields, claimed research findings may often be simply accurate measures of the prevailing bias. Claimed research findings may often be simply accurate measures of the prevailing bias. Well, there you go. Preserving intellectual freedom in clinical medicine. Now, if this was not an issue, I highly doubt we would have a study like this published on PubMed, again, the NIH's National Library of Medicine website. What do we have over here? Prevalence of industry support and its relationship to research integrity. Another, NIH, National Library of Medicine study that exposes the integrity of the scientific establishment. Read the highlighted portions with me again. Most U.S. clinical trials are funded by industry, unquote. Here's another portion. Here we show first-hand knowledge that compromises occurred in research participants' well-being 9%, research initiatives 35%, publication of results 28%, interpretation of research data 25%, and scientific advancement 20% because of industry support. Financial relationships with industry were prevalent and considered important to conducting respondents' research, unquote. Well, what is this titled here? Research relationships relationship between conflicts of interest and research results. Highlighted portion, and I quote: depending on the COI, which is short for conflicts of interest criteria used, 16.6% to 32.6% of manuscripts had one or more author with COI. Based on ICMJE criterion, 38.7% of studies investigating drug treatments had authors with COI. We observed a strong association between those studies whose authors had COI, conflict of interest, and reported positive findings. Conflicts of interest in the vaccine safety research, the highlighted portion, and I quote: sponsors of research have competing interests that may impede the objective study of vaccine side effects. Vaccine manufacturers, health officials, and medical journals may have financial and bureaucratic reasons for not wanting to acknowledge the risks of vaccines. On the suppression of vaccination descent, okay, so if the vaccine industry cares about science so much, why are opposing views suppressed? Quote, dissenters from the dominant views about vaccination sometimes are subject to adverse actions, including abusive comment, threats, formal complaints, censorship, and deregistration. A phenomenon that can be called suppression of dissent. Three types of cases are examined: scientists and physicians, a high-profile researcher, and a citizen campaigner. Comparing the methods used in these different types of cases provides a preliminary framework for understanding the dynamics of suppression in terms of vulnerabilities. As you can see, this is from the NIH Library of Medicine. The one I showed you earlier, also from the NIH Library of Medicine, if I did not make that clear earlier. This one too, National Library of Medicine. And the one I'm on right now, National Library of Medicine, PubMed. None of these are from conspiracy fringe websites, mind you. Oh, another one from the NIH National Library of Medicine. Administration of aluminum to neonatal mice in vaccine-related amounts is associated with adverse long-term neurological outcomes. Okay, let me read that again. Specifically, the highlighted portion is associated with adverse long-term neurological outcomes, unquote. What is vaccine-related relevant amounts of aluminum? And yet, if you look at these fact checkers who are trying to promote the COVID-19 vaccine, one of the things they'll tell you is how the anti-vax community is basically full of bullshit. That's what they basically would tell you, that the anti-vax community is full of bullshit. And one of the things that they will use as examples of the anti-vaccine community being full of shit is the whole thing about aluminum. Yeah, anti-vaxxers, that's bullshit. Okay, that's one of the things that anti-vaxxers have claimed that is not true. Blah 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 blah. Okay, and if anti-vaxxers are full of shit and are a bunch of cranks, why does the National Library of Medicine have something like this published on their website? Make it make sense, okay? Help me out here. Maybe I'm the fucking idiot here who needs to be schooled. Okay. Slow CCL2 dependent translocation of biopersistent particles from muscle to brain. And so I'm going to read I'm going to start from the results section. Intramuscular injection of aluminum-containing vaccine. Aluminum-containing vaccine, that's what they're talking about. Anyways, back to the text. Was associated with the appearance of alumina deposits in distant organs, such as spleen and brain, where they were still detected 1 year after injection, unquote. So when debunkers and fact checkers try to tell you how the vaccine material only stays at your injection site and doesn't go anywhere. Um, this study was published in 2013, and it seems that vaccines, even before COVID, can move away from the injection site and go to other places. Now, one such debunker on YouTube who defends the COVID-19 vaccine has in one or two videos of his has talked about how the materials from the COVID vaccine does not leave the injection site, and I'm going to eventually show you how that's fucking bullshit. And this is not from any conspiracy site. Every single thing I presented here is not from prisonplanet.com or Infowars or any of these, or from any conspiracy website. I'm not quoting any fringe conspiracy websites here. These are all mainstream scientific information. These are all this information is from mainstream websites that have shown you so far. I mean, the mainstream media and the prevailing scientific establishment downplays the dangers of aluminum vaccines when studies like this in front of you and studies like this over here that I'm showing you right now shows the threat, the danger of aluminum in vaccines. Here's another one on aluminum. What is this one called? This is from the Journal of Toxicology. Aluminum-induced entropy in biological systems, implications for neurological disease. Okay, let me just go to the highlight portion here. Okay, I'm going to start a few words before the highlighted portion. During the last decade, studies on animal models and humans have shown that aluminum adjuvants by themselves cause autoimmune and inflammatory conditions. The animal models showed that subcutaneous injections of aluminum hydroxide induced apoptotic neuronal death and decreased motor function in mice and sheep. Unquote. And then a little further, and I quote, all these findings plausibly implicate aluminum adjuvants in pediatric vaccines as causal factors, contributing to increased rates of autism spectrum disorders in countries where multiple doses are almost universally administered. Unquote. Methodological issues and evidence of malfeasance in research purporting to show the thimerosal in vaccines is safe. Trust the science. Okay. Let me just read some things here. Okay, and I quote, the CDC's current stance, and just to give you guys a side note, I'm reading from the yellow highlighted section here, right on the screen, as you can see. Again, going back, starting all over again, the CDC's current stance that thimerosal is safe and that there is no relationship between thimerosal and autism is based on 6 specific published epidemiological studies co-authored and sponsored by the CDC. The purpose of this review is to examine these 6 publications and analyze possible reasons why their published outcomes are so different from the results of investigations by multiple independent research groups over the past 75 plus years. Unquote. Now going to the introduction section here, and I quote, thimerosal is an organic mercury, Hg-based compound used as a preservative in many childhood vaccines in the past and present. To date, there have been over 165 studies that focused on thimerosal and found it to be harmful. Unquote. I mean, I can read the rest, but yeah, I don't think I need to. By the way, guys, I'm going to put links to all of these in the description section so you can read some more if you want. So here's a Reuters fact-checking article. No trace of mRNA vaccine found in breast milk. Gene found that helps conduct COVID-19 early. Okay, but okay, here, this is going to be the focus of this part of the headline is going to be this part of the title is going to be the focus of this video. So, no trace of mRNA vaccine found in breast milk. Okay, this was published in July 19, 2021. Now here is a published study from on JAMA Network, which was posted September 26, 2022. Detection of messenger RNA COVID-19 vaccines in human breast milk. Detection of messenger RNA COVID-19 vaccines in human breast milk. Guys, trust the science, okay? But okay, so science over here is saying there was no trace of it. Now, about a year or so later, science says, oh, we did find messenger RNA in COVID-19 vaccines in human breast milk. Help! Like, seriously. Trust the science? Which science? The one that says that the messenger RNA was detected in COVID-19 vaccines in human breast milk, or the science that denies it? Which science? I mean, that's all I can say for now. Just look at this, guys. Just look at this. Anyways, I'm done for now.